This is the plaintiff, Corey Goldberg. He says the defendant, his former landlord, not only disposed of his property unlawfully, she won't return his security deposit. On top of that, he now has all sorts of trouble with the cable company because they want their 5 set-top boxes returned and no one can find them. He's suing for $2,709.85, the amount owed. This is the defendant, Amy Lou. She says she emailed the plaintiff and told him his lease was about to end and to please remove all of his belongings or they'd be thrown out. She had other tenants who needed to get in, and she had to have the place ready for their arrival. The plaintiff made no attempt to remove anything, and in fact left the place full of actual garbage. So owe him? No way. She's accused of tossing it all.
Okay, Corey Goldberg, you are suing, pronounce your name for me.
Yiming Liu.
Yiming Liu. Your former landlord for $2,709.85 that you feel was inappropriately taken out of your security deposit and you want paid back. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
All right. On May 29th was our lease termination date. On May 22nd, which was the Saturday prior, I went on vacation to Myrtle Beach.
Now, you guys, how many people were leasing the house?
10, including me.
10, including you?
Yeah.
10 what, 10 guys?
10 guys.
All right. Were you students?
Yeah, we were students.
Where were you students?
Rutgers University.
Were you graduating?
Yeah.
So this is your last year?
Correct.
And your security deposit in total was how much?
$8,100.
Now, when you rented the place, there was a different landlord, correct?
Correct.
During the course of your tenancy, you bought the building?
Yes.
Okay. So it's the end of May. What happens?
All right, so it's in the end of May. I am in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
When did you go to Myrtle Beach?
On the 22nd.
When was your lease going to be over?
The 29th.
Okay.
So on our way back, it was a 14-hour drive. I didn't get back till like 10 o'clock at night on the 29th.
Okay.
So
10 o'clock at night, and your lease is over at midnight?
Correct.
Okay.
So
how are you going to move in 2 hours?
I called Amy. Oh, we call her Amy. I called Amy the week prior saying I was going to be on this trip. I might not be able to make it, so I was going to be there on Sunday the 30th,
and
just
did
to pick
she
up
say
my
okay?
remaining stuff. To my understanding, she did.
What did she say that made you think she said okay?
Well, I just
Your
told.
understanding
I basically just told her that I was going to be there, like the 30th. I might not be able to make it the 29th, and there wasn't.
What was her
a big
response?
problem. That would be fine.
She said that would be fine. I'll be with you in a second. Go ahead.
Well, she didn't say she was going to throw out my stuff. That's for sure.
Well, what did she say then?
I can't remember.
Okay, but it's sort of important. Did she say that would be fine, or did she say that will not be fine? You should have moved before you took off to Myrtle Beach on vacation.
I moved half of my stuff, but I don't own a truck, so I borrowed my mom's boyfriend's truck.
Okay.
And I couldn't borrow it again until
All right,
afterwards.
so you inform her that you plan to come back after the lease is terminated to get out your stuff. Go ahead.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, nobody was moving in until August 1st anyway, so they still had the whole weekend. And they weren't going to start the garbage removal until Sunday, which I showed up at 10 a.m. on Sunday.
Oh, okay, the 29th was a Saturday night?
Correct.
Okay, so you figured that they wouldn't until
wouldn't
the
be
next
done
morning.
throwing
The
out
earliest
everything.
would be the
Correct.
next morning. Somebody would be there to haul out the stuff that was left over. Okay.
So when I got there on the 30th, everything was gone. Everything was swept up, thrown out in dumpsters. One dumpster was already gone. The second dumpster was already there. And when I mean everything was swept, cleaned, nothing was left besides, I believe, an air conditioner, which was one of my friends, and I believe that's all. So I was a little upset, obviously, because I didn't get some
When
of
you
my
got
stuff
there,
out.
were the people still there? The people who
Yeah,
were
they were
dumping
there
everything?
sweeping up and throwing stuff in the dumpster.
Did
so.
you talk to them and tell them, hey, I'm looking for some stuff?
Yeah, I told them that there was some stuff I was going to look
What
for.
stuff had you left behind?
For me, it was basically, I think I had a coffee table and then a dresser. But it was, the dresser wasn't too important. That's why I left it in the first place.
Okay.
Okay, so
So coffee table and a dresser, and that's it?
in my room, yeah. I mean, besides some cables,
I was under the impression that the really important thing to you were all the cable boxes because now the cable company's
right.
charging you.
Well, that's what the cable boxes, which the smart cards are what goes in the cable box, the remote controls, and what's the other thing? Oh, and the modem for the
And the
internet.
cable company now wants to charge you how much?
$1,046.
$1,046?
Correct.
Okay, and then you're suing for $1,663. Why?
Correct. That amount from the security deposit is for furniture and garbage removal.
And you feel that that was done precipitously because you have a right to do it the day after your lease is over.
Well, you have a right to do it 30 days after.
Talk to me and tell me what you are talking about right now when you say, my lease is over today, but I have 30 days to get my stuff out. Go ahead.
I read something about the abandoned tenant property law.
Okay. Do you have what you read?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of small.
All right. And where did you read it?
I just read it online and confirmed it with one of the lawyers that's my neighbor.
Okay. One of the lawyers, it's your neighbor. Okay.
Yeah.
And what you are referring to, I want to see what you got. What you are referring to is the fact that when a tenant leaves, a landlord typically does not have the right to just come in the next day and dump everything. There is a period of time that the landlord must give you, which sounds maybe to some people nuts, because it's not like it's a surprise when your lease ends, but there's a period of time that the law says, well, you know what? You can't really consider it abandoned property until X amount of time has passed. It's different in every state. Some states don't have, they leave it up to the judge to look at the circumstances and decide whether it's reasonable to assume it's abandoned or not. And then most states and most courts agree that after 30 days, you're pushing it. All right.
Correct.
Now, you talk to me. Tell me what condition they left this place in.
On May 30th, when I entered the house, it was full of garbage. We're talking about desks, mattresses, beds, couches, beer bottles, a lot of them, and dog droppings, even though pets are not allowed in the house.
Dog droppings?
Yeah.
Inside?
Inside, yeah, in the basement as well.
Okay.
So even though pets was not allowed according to lease, but they kept the dog there.
Do you have the pictures?
Yes, I do. And I had to hire the garbage removal company. It was 2 truckloads. That's how much stuff they left behind.
2 truckloads?
Truckloads, yes. That's why they charge $800 per truck. So it's a 16.
A toilet seat was missing, holes in the wall. What's this a picture of? I guess it's a shower. Tiles missing in the shower?
Yeah, some of the damage. Some of the pictures showing the damage they caused to the property.
Window missing in this. Is this a door?
The door, yeah, the glass is broken.
Okay, there's all kinds of food in the. Ooh, what is all this garbage here? Where was that?
It was in the back. Actually, it was in the back.
Back?
In the back of the building. Yeah, in the backyard.
I see an email that you sent to them a couple of days before their lease expired, telling them that they needed to get that garbage out of there because it was a fly, rodent, and pest control issue.
Yes.
I guess like they were in the process of moving out, and that's why there was so much junk dumped in the backyard. Why were they putting it in the backyard and not putting it out on garbage day, do you think?
That I don't understand.
Yeah,
Usually
probably because they were all. Were there other guys on vacation too, and in and out, and they probably.
I can't tell you where everybody
Well,
was.
okay. What is this? Can you tell me that? Because you're one of the guys who lives there. That's a disaster.
So simple. If you were a landlord, would you rent to 10 college dudes?
Absolutely not.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
Because you look like one of those 10 college dudes.
Correct.
Exactly. So you would rent to yourself, and then you would sue yourself. How about that?
Yes. Take out a big insurance policy.
Exactly. Going inside the courtroom.
I realized that it was a mess, and I realized that there was a dog.
Maybe it
living
wasn't the best time to
downstairs.
go to Myrtle Beach. I know you're happy. I know you're graduating, but maybe you need to
It
take
was
care of
planned.
responsibilities before if you're going to come crying to me. If you're not going to come crying to me, hey, party. You know, it's a cost of doing business. You know, but if you're going to come to me and assert your rights, then maybe you should know about this stuff beforehand, not leave on vacation, take care of business before you go. That's part of being a grown-up. Oy.
The house when we moved into it wasn't the prettiest house either.
Did it have all those beer bottles left behind, all the
It had-
garbage? The garbage
it had
is
beer
fresh, right?
bottles,
And the
it
beer
had-
bottles
it
and
had
the
40
When you
boxes
moved
of
in, was
pizza.
that damage to the wall, the holes in the wall, all that stuff there?
Yes, and it was not fixed.
Did
that
you
was a
note
problem
that?
that we had
Do you have
with the
any proof?
landlord.
Can you prove that?
No.
I'll take that off if you can prove it. Okay, let me give you some advice because you're probably going to rent other apartments in the future, and if you do, document any problem you have. And document means that you write a little list and you have both sides sign it, or you take pictures or video and you send it to the landlord. Something so that you don't get pinned with it. Because otherwise, if I see this pigsty that you guys left it in, I'm going to assume the same guys who left the pigsty with sofas. These pictures are of sofas out in the backyard. You know, I'm going to assume that those might be the guys who, in fact, left the beer bottles. Okay. Now,
She also
he
charges.
says that he called you and asked you and said to you, maybe not asked you, maybe informed you, I'm going to be there on the 30th. Did he? Did you give him permission to wait until the 30th?
I never gave him the permission to leave all the stuff and wait till that date. I said there were 10 tenants living in the house. Make sure someone clean the house before you guys leave.
Okay. In fact, in that email, you also say to them, make sure you take everything with you.
Yes.
Okay. But now he makes a good point that landlords are supposed to wait right before assuming that it's abandoned. But you make a good point back to that, which is what?
And based on Article 10 of the lease, it says that, I can read here, quote, the tenant will remove all the tenant's property at the end of this lease. Any property left behind becomes the property of the landlord and may be thrown out, unquote.
Did you see item 10 on your lease?
But still, the law is the law. I mean,
no,
it wasn't
incorrect. The law is the law.
All right.
But the parties can agree to something different. And if the parties agree to something different, that controls. The law is the law in the absence of an agreement between the parties. You guys can contract for anything. And one of the things you agreed to was not to leave it behind. So speak to your lawyer friend and tell him the part you probably didn't tell him, which is that you signed a lease that said you wouldn't do this. Mr. Goldberg, you can't win because of the contract that you signed. I didn't sign that contract, you did. So you can't be upset because that's the contract you signed. And I realize that there's 4 pages to the contract and maybe you didn't look at it or maybe you did look at it. But the bottom line is that the 2 parties can contract to have something more explicit, and that's what it is. Abandonment law doesn't apply to you because you specifically waived it in the contract and said, I will leave nothing there. I will do what I'm supposed to do. Verdict for the defendant.
Thank you.
So because the plaintiff signed a lease with the defendant, that supersedes the law that you were hoping would work for you. So what's your reaction now?
Yeah, I didn't see that, so I guess she wins.
Yeah, I guess so. So what about all her pictures that showed that was kind of a pigsty left behind? Where'd you get those from?
I don't know. I guess it
all that
was.
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did?
I didn't leave it personally. The people that lived downstairs were kind of messy, and I mean, they had the dog, so I mean, whatever, it happens.
All right, Mr. Goldberg, right down the road there. All right, so come on in here. Does this happen often as a landlord?
Yeah, it happens sometimes in the college area. I have a few properties in the college area. Some kids left things behind. I always remind them to take the things with them. I guess one of the lessons maybe they can learn, I think, is live responsibly or just live with the consequences.
What's the worst thing a college kid ever left behind in one of your places?
But this is one of the worst. Yeah, this is really bad.
All right, let's get to Harvey.
So here's the thing, this is a good lesson. The moral is that there is no such thing as a standard contract. All contracts can be negotiated. You can add terms, you can delete terms, as long as both parties end up agreeing, but don't assume that you have to sign what's put in front of you. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.